what I saw.
Yeah.
What it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
I know Gavin Newsom, and I think a lot about Gavin Newsom, many different things about Gavin Newsom, but one thing I know for a fact about Gavin Newsom is he has the capacity to beat a lie detector test.
It was almost like watching a clearance event, the way Tyrus and Tucker Carlson ripped through Gavin Newsom's polished political image. California's golden poster boy might finally be cracking beneath the intense glare of Hollywood's spotlight. And these two, they're not pulling any punches. Every layer is being peeled back, from the real power players behind the state's energy game to those whispered meetings at the so-called Mystery Mansion. Buckle up. This isn't your typical chat show banter. It's a no-mercy takedown, served with a side of taxpayer popcorn and a generous slick of hair gel.
Back and watch the tape.
Yes!
He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no.
Gavin Newsom will say anything he needs to say. And not like Biden's not like this, actually. Whatever Biden's fault, he's not like this. Like Biden, he has like guilt. If he's lying to you, he gets twitchy. Gavin Newsom's palms don't sweat. His respiration doesn't increase. His body temperature doesn't change. Nothing changes in Gavin Newsom when he lies to your face.
California's political world often feels like a stage where polished smiles and shiny suits hide the real story. But when sharp voices like Tyrus and Tucker Carlson start pulling back the curtain, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Gavin Newsom's flawless image may look perfect on the outside, but beneath it lies a drama that's bigger than any TV show. This time, the spotlight isn't just bright, it's exposing everything.
It's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse code.
Yes.
Go back and watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like he's blinking. He's sending. I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants.
Ew.
And then look, he's blinking. And then eventually the camera guy realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you.
In a country where many willingly cheer for meme-worthy politicians and TV personalities, that speaks volumes. Gavin Newsom has always been the kind of friend who talks about new beginnings, even as everything around him burns. California's economy is limping along like it's had one too many overpriced brunches, and homelessness has turned into something that looks more like a government-funded art project than a solution. Yet, even as people pack up and move to Texas, he keeps delivering uplifting speeches about progress.
There are not that many people like that, actually. That's a rare quality. Like, to lock down the state, to keep people's kids from getting an education, and to arrest people for surfing, and then go have dinner at the French Laundry. Like, most people couldn't do that. They'd just be like,
You're saying he's a sociopath. He can lie and not care.
I'm not a psychiatrist, but I don't really know the category, and I'm not going to diagnose him, but I'll just say in 50 years of being around a lot of people, I've met very few who can behave that way. Very, very few. It's a very unusual quality, and of course, it's probably useful in politics.
Tyrus's part in this was subtle, but sharp. After all, what more can you say about a man who turns every press briefing into a high-fashion moment? One lifted eyebrow from Tyrus says it all. Newsom walks into any room like he's auditioning to play the president in a blockbuster movie, yet somehow the entire script on responsibility seems to be missing.
Hey, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth. Sorry, every time I look, I just see him going. I'm sorry.
You know, another option it could be, because he's doing the whole rebrand with the podcast and he's trying to...
Yeah, this one.
Tucker Carlson, on the other hand, has turned analyzing smugness into a competitive sport. With Newsom, it's practically an all-you-can-eat buffet of irony. Every gesture, every carefully crafted line, every self-satisfied smirk is its own course. It's where Hollywood fantasy collides with political theater, only this time, no one yelled cut. Their conversation wasn't just about him, it was a full exhibit. When they metaphorically pinned his image to the wall with the caption, "This is what happens when you try too hard to look presidential," and added their signature smirk, they painted a clear picture of California's current chaos. Gavin isn't acting like a governor, he's auditioning for a place in the history books. every camera angle matters to him. Tyrus pointed out that if Newsom spent even half the time fixing real problems as he does perfecting his hair, California might already look like a dream come true. Tucker quickly chimed in, calling out the irony of a man who seems to love the idea of leadership, just not the part that involves tough decisions, accountability, or actually listening to the people he represents.
California announced it was going to ban all gas-powered vehicles, and a lot of people laugh because Gavin Newsom, who runs the state into the ground, is now a third world country, is a moron. Obviously, he just says whatever on the card. And of course, California doesn't have enough electricity to have electric cars. They can't keep the lights on. So how are they going to power the future of vehicles? Well, they're not. Obviously, it's a joke. But what's not a joke is that it's not just California that's pushing this. Politicians in places like Ohio, sensible states, are also trying to ban gasoline engines, your car, your truck, your lawnmower.
Honestly, it's almost impressive in its own twisted way. Newsom has mastered the art of passionately talking about problems that never seem to improve. It's like listening to a motivational speaker who breaks out in hives at the thought of real results. You don't know whether to cheer or call an electrician. Meanwhile, California keeps proudly insisting it's the blueprint for America's future. If that future includes cracked roads, rolling blackouts, and a governor who could easily model for a luxury shampoo brand, then mission accomplished. Tucker and Tyrus peeled back the polished exterior and revealed what's been obvious for a while. This isn't about leadership anymore, it's about putting on a show. Even his clean energy plan has started to look like one of those unwanted subscription bundles everyone's stuck paying for. And in California, solar power might not be the most renewable resource. Excuses are. Tyrus can barely keep a straight face when someone tries to sell chaos as progress. He laid it out plainly. Crime rates are climbing faster than rent, businesses are leaving like there's a finish line ahead, and yet Newsom keeps insisting that innovation will save everything. It's like someone claiming they can build a new life underwater right after sinking their own ship.
See, they couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope. Oh, bring my hands up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up. He's playing with us. Meet me at my house. You get mine. I get yours. It'll work out.
Paul, are they capable of soul searching? It feels like the party itself has no soul.
Yeah, I know, they have no soul.
Tucker even joked that Newsom's version of the California dream feels more like a national dress rehearsal for dysfunction. And honestly, he's not far off. You can almost picture the scene. People tripping over electric scooters, swerving around fallen palm trees, while Newsom gives a soaring speech about unity. Somewhere in the background, a power plant sighs every time he mentions the so-called California miracle. Gavin seems to believe that being the laid-back leader who ignores curfews makes him the cool parent of politics. But in reality, he's more like the dad who wants a trophy for lighting candles after forgetting to pay the power bill. Tyrus couldn't resist pointing out how Newsom's leadership style blends the calm of a yoga instructor with the slick charm of a seasoned car dealer. They even highlighted his strange tendency to vanish when things go wrong, like a magician who prefers disappearing acts over dealing with real problems. And yet somehow, he always reappears right on cue for the applause, whether it's a fancy dinner at French Laundry or that bizarre stretch when his health drama played out like a scene from Mad Max.
Know Gavin Newsom. I text with him occasionally. I am from the state of California. I'm from originally San Francisco, and I have relatives who know him. And I've been familiar with Gavin Newsom for a long time. I know his ex-wife, I have been bothering him for years. Like, you should come on my show. And he was kind of open to it. And then he whips around and he's like, no, you should come on mine. I was like, oh, I would love to, because I would love to debate him about what he's done to my state. And then I watched a parade of people go on, some of whom are good friends of mine, by the way, conservatives go on his show.
He seemed drawn to the spotlight like a moth to a flame, just not when the headlines turn harsh. Tyrus couldn't help mocking Newsom's leadership approach, making grand promises to fix the very crises that grew under his watch. Homelessness spikes, launch a task force, crime climbs, announce a flashy new initiative. Wildfires rage, add more hand gestures at the next press conference. Gavin leads this performance with a rehearsed army of talking points, projecting confidence as if that alone could put out fires. Both Tyrus and Tucker find that part almost mesmerizing. He'd stroll into a burning building and proclaim, everything's under control, and people would believe him, mostly because not a single hair on his head seems out of place. But that's not competence, that's theater. Tucker pointed out how Newsom has a knack for spinning every disaster into an opportunity to give another polished speech. He's like a motivational speaker who thrives on problems but never solves them. And then reality hits. Gas costs $7 a gallon, and you're stuck in traffic for hours while the California miracle is being marketed like a luxury brand. Tyrus's real jab came when he noted just how thinly veiled Gavin's presidential ambitions are. Every time Newsom praises California, there's an unspoken "Hello, Iowa" between the lines. The man practically lives inside a campaign ad, and you can almost hear his team brainstorming slogans like "Vote for Gavin, because why not?"
This one. Dr. Drew sees it now. We can't unsee it.
It is maybe he's like trying to do the rebrand so much that he's been delving into the TikTok space, because this also reminds me of the TikTok dances, where they're like, he's like maybe he's been practicing so much that it's almost like he does it in his sleep, and he's gonna bust out the dances like we saw during the pandemic.
I just wished I didn't live in California. That's all.
Well, you know what? I think that like in his mind, Jamie, he's thinking that like this is somehow makes him appear authentic.
The unsettling part is he probably believes every word of it. Tucker and Tyrus laughed, calling Newsom America's most charming disaster in waiting. He's the kind of guy who could trip over a curb, blame gravity, and then deliver a TED Talk on resilience 5 minutes later. Every setback becomes a speech. Every problem turns into a perfectly framed photo op. He's less a politician and more the living embodiment of Hollywood itself. Glossy on the outside, hollow behind the curtain, Tucker compared his leadership to California's brand of innovation. All spectacle, no substance. Tech companies promise joy, but can't even stop spam calls. Newsom pledges reform, but can't patch the potholes. Both seem to ignore the present while painting grand visions of the future, and somehow, applause follows anyway. Tyrus, however, voiced the part everyone's been thinking. People aren't fleeing California because they hate it. They're leaving because they're exhausted. The press conferences sound uplifting right up until you read the headlines. Every new big idea feels like a recycled version of last season's flop. And when even Hollywood's elite, sitting in their mansions, start grumbling about taxes, you know something's broken. But through it all, Gavin just flashes that polished smile, waves a stack of statistics, and talks about inclusive growth like nothing's wrong at all.
I talked to Gavin Newsom the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, and
what's that like? Does he smell like sulfur?
It was by phone. I was talking to him on the phone. Such a weird. He smelled like that was too fast for me.
Sulfur and hair grease.
Yeah. No, but I was making fun of. I shouldn't even make fun of it because it's so tragic. But what's happened to the state and people living on the street?
And what is his non-gaslighty perspective?
He said, "Go back to Russia. You like Russia so much." I was like, actually, I'm originally from San Francisco, but I can't live there because
he really told you to go back to Russia.
Of course. I mean, he was laughing. Whatever.
It's the same cycle every single time. The stage changes, the script gets a slight rewrite, but the ending never does. Californians are still struggling to cover their rent, the cameras fade, and the applause dies out. Tyrus summed it up perfectly. Gavin governs like an influencer handling a PR disaster. There's always a statement, a clever twist, and a promise to grow from the experience, but nothing actually moves forward, because keeping the headlines soft matters more than fixing the mess. Tucker called it a masterclass in managed decline. California might look glamorous from a distance, but up close, it's just a set piece held together by wooden props and fog machines. It's equal parts ridiculous, tragic, and strangely powerful. Newsom doesn't just play the political game, he performs it as if he's already a legend in his own story. The unsettling part is, he probably believes it too. But when Tyrus and Tucker pulled back the curtain on all the glitter and contradictions, one truth stood out. California doesn't need another polished speech. It needs real help. What's happening isn't governance anymore. It's performance art titled How Not to Govern. And whether they like it or not, every Californian has been cast as an extra in the show.
And his hands are aggressive,
Yeah.
We've had a lot of theories. One, it was a bad negotiation with a deaf hooker. Now he doesn't want to pay for him.
Do you have a problem with deaf hookers?
He does, because the deal went south.
It's called the Helen Kellen special.
Still, Gavin keeps strutting through the chaos with a polished grin, promising brighter days ahead, even as today quietly crumbles behind him. Perhaps the most Californian part of it all is the illusion itself, so convincing that it makes disaster look cinematic. In a strange way, you almost have to admire the persistence behind the performance. Gavin isn't just governing, he's curating a utopia that exists only in his own imagination. In his world, perception isn't just part of the picture, it is the picture. Facts, meanwhile, are treated like optional accessories. Tucker zeroed in on that idea, pointing out how California under Newsom has become a carefully constructed dreamscape. From the outside, it looks sleek, wealthy, and cutting edge. But beneath that glossy surface lies a foundation of sand. Crime is climbing, infrastructure is decaying, and somehow the blame always finds its way to someone else.
Democratic state. It's not run on the basis of what the population wants. So it does make me very uncomfortable that someone from that political culture, which is an utterly corrupt political culture, an authoritarian political culture, could like enter a presidential race. Because like, clearly, what are you running on if you're Gavin Newsom? As a native Californian, I know what the state was like in 1985 because I lived there, and it's completely degraded from that time. And like, how did that happen? Well, part of the big reason is the political leadership in the state. You've got nothing to run on. What are you running? Have you driven through LA recently? Like, seriously.
Gavin Newsom has perfected a peculiar kind of political performance. He apologizes without admitting anything, makes grand announcements without delivering results, and denies responsibility while still claiming the spotlight. And somehow, people keep buying it. It's as if hypnotism is his most reliable strategy. Failure isn't just explained away, it's repackaged, polished, and sold as a hidden victory. Tyrus captured it best. California isn't led by Newsom, it's sponsored by him. He's less a governor and more a brand ambassador for an idea that looks incredible on a billboard but falls apart once you actually use it. Like an overhyped product, the packaging is flawless, slick speeches, perfect lighting, Instagram-ready smiles, but the results are hollow. And it's not like this is new. Every time something collapses, the same show plays out. A soaring speech, an emotional apology, a shiny new plan. The problems remain: rising crime, crumbling infrastructure, runaway costs, but the illusion keeps glittering just enough to distract from the cracks. Newsom walks through the wreckage like a lead actor in a movie about hope, selling tomorrow while ignoring the mess behind him. California has become the set for his political theater. It looks prosperous and visionary from afar, but up close, it's a stage built on sand. The audience, meanwhile, is getting restless. People are moving away, businesses are closing, and the so-called golden dream is starting to rust. Even the most flattering lighting can't hide the truth forever. The curtain is slipping, revealing not a savior, but a salesman who has built a sparkling illusion out of broken promises. The question now isn't whether Gavin can keep smiling, it's how long Californians will keep clapping before the lights go out and the return policy on this grand performance finally expires.